It happened in a crowded, high-profile congressional town hall in New York City, the kind where every camera lens is ready to catch even the smallest smirk, and every microphone is tuned to catch a single misplaced word. The air was electric. With political tension, protesters outside waved banners. Inside, journalists shuffled papers and tested recorders. And in the middle of it all sat Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana, leaning back in his chair with the calm confidence of a man who had seen every kind of political storm. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, known to her supporters as AOC, was in her element. She commanded the room, pacing back and forth with the energy of a performer and the conviction of a preacher. Every sentence was sharp, every gesture calculated. Her supporters cheered. Her critics stayed silent for now. But then it happened. Kennedy stood. He didn't do it dramatically, didn't interrupt. He simply raised his hand. And when recognized, he began to speak in his warm Southern drawl. "Congresswoman," he said, "I appreciate your passion, but I think we might be missing the forest for the trees here." The room shifted. Some eyes lit up with curiosity, others with irritation. Kennedy spoke plainly about a policy proposal she had just defended, breaking down numbers, citing consequences, and telling a story about a small-town shopkeeper in Louisiana who would lose his business if it passed. His tone wasn't hostile, but it carried weight. AOC's smile faltered. She tried to respond, but Kennedy had made his point so clearly that murmurs began to ripple through the crowd. Cameras zoomed in. She cut him off sharply. "Security," she said into her microphone, her voice edged with authority. "Please escort the senator out. He's disrupting the event." The crowd gasped. Some applauded, others froze in disbelief. Two security guards began walking toward Kennedy. But here's where everything changed. Kennedy didn't argue. He didn't shout. He calmly stepped forward, meeting the guards halfway, and asked loud enough for every microphone to catch, "Gentlemen, before you lay a hand on me, would you mind letting me finish one question for the Congresswoman? I came here not to fight, but to understand." The room went quiet. He turned back to AOC and continued, his voice steady, almost gentle. "Ma'am, you represent people who are hurting. Represent people who are hurting. We may wear different jerseys, but we're supposed to be on the same team, the American team. So before you have me removed, I want to ask you, how does this policy help the little guy more than it hurts him?" Silence. Even her supporters didn't cheer this time. They wanted to hear the answer. The security guards stopped in their tracks, unsure of what to do. The camera stayed locked on her face. For the first time that evening, AOC hesitated. She stumbled through a response, circling back to talking points, but the moment had shifted. Kennedy had reframed the conversation. It wasn't him versus her anymore, it was her versus the question. By the time the event ended, Kennedy wasn't just still in the room, he was surrounded by reporters. People shook his hand. Even some who disagreed with him admitted he had handled the moment with class and precision. Later, a clip of the exchange went viral, not because of a shouting match or a dramatic scene, but because of the quiet way Kennedy refused to be silenced. The way he turned what could have been a political ambush into a respectful challenge. And in living rooms across America, people watched and remembered something important. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's just a man standing his ground, speaking with respect, and refusing to be removed from the conversation, literally and figuratively, by the end of that week. The headlines had said it all. Kennedy stays standing without raising his voice. It wasn't just a political win. It was a reminder that in a time of division, dignity could still be the loudest thing in the room.